West Meadows Ice Arena, it is time for state quarterfinal action as the St. Viator Lions are set to take on the Glenbrook North Spartans. A couple of SHL teams going at it. Dylan Ward on the call alongside our new member, Ray Crawford. He's on color tonight, and Wes Anderson down at sideline level. Ray, these two teams have played already in a postseason tournament, but obviously this is the more important one to a lot of these boys.
Yeah, first of all, Dylan, great to be with you. Glad to be along for this broadcast, and this has been a great tournament for the SHL. What a showing. The odd-on favorite obviously is going to be St. Viator coming into this game. Can Glenbrook North at the number 8 seed, the lowest seed remaining, can they put on that Cinderella slipper and somehow pull off the upset?
We will have to see. For more on Glenbrook North, we'll send it down to our sideline reporter, Wes Anderson, with Jeff Marks.
Thanks, guys. Coach, you guys only get up one goal in this state tournament. What's been working so well on the defensive side of things?
We've just been working hard. We're clearing pucks. We're playing simple. We're playing with structure. That's what's going to win this game tonight.
Now, you faced the St. Viator team in the SHL playoffs. You guys didn't win either of the games. What needs to change for you guys to be victorious tonight?
Simple, structure, discipline, work hard, win the battles. That's it. We're going to win the game tonight. That's it.
All right, sounds good. Good luck tonight, Coach.
Cheers, thanks.
Guys, back up to you.
Thanks, Wes. Jeff Marks in his first year as head coach of the Varsity 1 squadron for the Glenbrook North Spartans. As Wes alluded to, Glenbrook North out of the SHL playoffs. They beat St. Viator Varsity 2 in the round of 32. That one was a final score of 2-0, and a 3-1 win over Bennett in the round of 16. But how about the Lions, Ray? 9-0 win over Lyons Township in the round of 32, and a 6-0 win over Stevenson. You parlay those with their recent SHL playoff games, and they're on an absolute heater. Haven't allowed a goal in 5 games.
I mean, it's impressive to say the least. I mean, when you are able to come in with that kind of a shutout streak, the only thing you might worry about a little bit is in the back of their minds, are they peeking ahead to tomorrow and that semifinal? The last team to score on the St. Viator team was Glenbrook North. That's the last team that's potted a goal against this team, and it came a couple of weeks ago in the SHL quarterfinal. But if you got to be St. Viator, you can't peek ahead, and it's the coaching staff's job to keep them alert right from the opening faceoff.
Ray, that's a really good point, and Viator with 2, you could call them decisive victories by the final score, 5-2 and 7-1, but that 5-2 game was 2-2 heading into the third period before St. Viator turned it up a level. You look at St. Viator's SHL playoff stats, a tournament where they won just last Sunday. Their third period goal differential, how about 7-zip?
It's amazing. That's why I think for Glenbrook North in this game, they obviously have to keep this close. This is going to be a game. We don't anticipate St. Viator's defense and their goaltending giving up 4 or 5 goals to Glenbrook North. What's best for them is they try to hope on and keep it at 2, keep it close, keep it within a goal into that third period, and then, hey, there's no tomorrow. You just lay it all on the line and go for it there at the end.
Big shout out to the rest of our crew without the headsets on, well, at least not the broadcast headsets on. Jimmy the Wiz Olson, our great technical engineer, Matt Freeman, and Joel Schneider, our co-cameraman, Gerard Boris, Jimmy's technical assistant, and how could we forget the great Sam Schwartz, who is down in between the press boxes, helping out with the broadcast on the scoreboard, also doing the scoreboard in the rink, PA, music, doing the score sheet, and I was down there for sideline. He's even rewinding the broadcast to make sure the shots on goal are accurate. Sam Schwartz is an absolute legend.
Listen, I was at the Notre Dame game when Glenbrook South beat Notre Dame here earlier this week, and boy, he did a fantastic job there at the Glenview Ice Arena, and it was a blast, really raising the level of the experience here for the players and the fans.
Speaking of Sam Schwartz, we'll turn it down to him as he prepares to read off the starting lineups. We'll have a national anthem, and then we will have quarterfinal hockey here in the AHAI State playoffs. It's going to be a good one here in the third game of our quadruple header on this Saturday. Sam, take it away when you are ready.
Varsity 1. And now, let's meet today's starting lineups. First for the visiting team, Glenbrook North. They are coached by Jeff Marks. Here is his starting lineup. At left defense, senior number 5, Jackson Strykowski. At right defense, senior number 95, Jake Semmelhack. At left wing, senior number 80, Jackson Sterner. At right wing, senior number 97, Theo Gerathanis. At center, senior number 44, Nick Jackson. And in goal for the Spartans, senior number 1, Logan Spiegel. And now the starting lineup for the home team, St. Viator. They are coached by Tim Benz. Here is his starting lineup. At left defense, senior number 19, Adam Pompeo. At right defense, senior number 58, Jiyoung Hong. At left wing, junior number 29, Colton Newhouse. At right wing, senior number 14, Ryan Loftus. At center, senior number 9, Gio DePinto. And in goal for the Lions, senior number 39, Calder Turpin. Let's meet today's officials. The referees are Jason Swenson and Michael Verdonk. The linespeople are James Kenny and Daniel Mallett. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise if you are able and willing, remove headwear if wearing, and face the flag as we honor our country and those who serve with a recorded rendition of our national anthem by soloist Wayne Mesmer.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
There's nothing quite like a pregame ceremony conducted by Sam Schwartz. You got Wayne Mesmer, Chicago Wolves soloist, a recording anyway of his national anthem. And for both these teams, they're hoping to hear the in real life rendition of that anthem come next Friday.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's got to be there for that, right? I mean, there's nothing like an all-state arena hockey game than Wayne Mesmer and a lot of outstanding hockey that's going to yet to be played. One of these two teams is hoping to punch their ticket. They got to get through this game, obviously, and they got to get through the semifinals. A couple more steps, though, to get to Rosemont.
You heard the starting lineups. Let's take a closer peek at the starting netminders. First, for the Glenbrook North Spartans, Logan Spiegel. In the regular season, a record of 7-6-5, goals allowed average of .332, and a save percentage of .903, but he's been red hot in the state tournament so far. Won both his games, a save percentage of .978, and a goals allowed average of .44. On the other side, Calder Turpin, regular season record of 13-3-2, goals allowed average of .152, save percentage of .937, and he is perfect in the AHAI State playoffs so far. A couple of shutouts.
Yeah, I've gotten for 24 saves total between those two wins, and this is certainly going to come down to Logan Spiegel. He's going to be busy. I mean, these two teams have played each other about a half a dozen times through the course of the whole season, so there should be no surprise. Both teams know what the strengths and weaknesses are of the other. We know Spiegel is going to get a heavy dose of shooting and shots headed his way. Can Glenbrook North answer the call?
It's a privilege to be your MC tonight. Dylan Ward on the call alongside Ray Crawford and Wes Anderson. GBN in the white jerseys win the faceoff, and we are underway here in the AHAI State quarterfinal. Winner of this game survives to Sunday, tomorrow, where they will play the winner of Glenbrook South and York. That game right after this one. Here's Jackson Sterner with a shot, and that misses the cage. No save needed there for Turpin in the early going. Now Jackson's drilled down to the ice, and here comes Ryan Loftus. Loftus leaves it. Here's a shot by Newhouse. It pinballs its way around to the slot and eventually cleared out by the Spartans. And look out on the bench. St. Viator's calling for a too many men call, and to be honest, Ray, I think they have a point.
Yeah, they've obviously already starting to see some physical play, something we saw during the SHL quarterfinals as well.
These two teams meeting for the 6th time this season. St. Viator has won all 5 prior. But the closest edition was a 2-1 victory at Northbrook Sports Center. That was their 3rd and final meeting of the regular season. A 2-game sweep in the SHL quarterfinals with St. Viator wins of 5-2 in Game 1 and 7-1 in Game 2. Here's LeBoy up top with a shot, and that gets blocked in close by Blake Smith. Near side corner set in front again. Pepe LeBoy with a shot, and Logan Spiegel turns away the first shot he sees.
Well, a good opportunity there. It's something that Jeff Marks has talked about, clearing that defensive zone. They're able to do it right there.
Now it's Finn Hogan out to neutral ice. Intercepted and dumped right back in by Vinny Serra. Hogan wearing Connor Bedard's familiar number 98 here in the Chicagoland area. Dumped out from neutral ice. It's right on Turpin's net, and he'll get credit for a save there, but one of the easier ones he'll have to make all night.
All right, so kind of the pace to start this game. St. Viator with a couple of strong opportunities to come in and make some moves on Spiegel in close. And then back the other way, though, come the Spartans and trying to control things in the neutral zone. Keep things spread out, not let St. Viator get into a good rhythm. They've been able to disrupt it. Now they have an opportunity here in the offensive zone.
St. Viator, a goal differential of 3-0 in the first period through 2 games of the AHAI State tournament. Here comes Mason Steffen. He had the game's only goal in the SHL final, and that's stopped by Spiegel.
Yeah, Spiegel with a little emphatic grab of the glove in the mitt there. He's got to be locked in for this game. You know, he has to be excited to be out here one more time against this team, and hoping that 6th time might be the charm here for the Spartans to pull off the upset.
Well, St. Viator just won the SHL final, the Scholastic Cup, their first SHL championship in school history. But if you were watching that game and heard some of the post-game interviews, it's very clear that while they are excited about that and take pride in it, there is a very clear goal on the season, and winning the SHL is not it. It's winning this tournament, and it's a lot different. It's just a single game knockout. I would say because of how talented the SHL is, you could make an argument that they are equally as difficult to win, maybe if not harder because of the 2 out of 3 series, but obviously, Ray, this is the one the kids, fans alike remember.
Well, this is the one that gets all the attention, right? And so for them to win the SHL and have a chance here to state championship, it would be huge.
Sterner, backhand ships this one out to Theo Gerathanis. He'll send it in down the left wing side. Turpin below the goal line, thought about settling it down, but heads back to his crease as Adam Popiel bails him out. Now here comes Albert Priswara. Had a hat trick against these Spartans in game 2 of the quarterfinals. Now Pepe Leboy back up to Hong. He fires a shot, didn't find its way through.
Good job early, keeping him to the outside offensively, using the body there to block the shots. They may have to do a little bit more of that. Get a little horizontal slide on the ice to stop some pucks.
Jiang Hong out to Sibatroth, who looked to deflect that one in, but it missed his stick, and instead all the way it goes for an icing.
Well, so far so good. It seems like the Spartans on their toes. St. Viator, it seems almost like a little bit of a feeling out, which you may not expect from two teams, but you never know. There could be a little bit of nerves here, knowing this is, like you mentioned, this is one or done, win or go home in this game.
With the SHL playoffs being over, it really is win or go home. In past years, the SHL final has dragged on, and last year we actually saw New Trier host the SHL final on a Wednesday and then turn around and play the state final on that Sunday. So now there's no more season after this, no matter what team you are, even the champion St. Viator.
Yeah, right there, a good opportunity too to the right of the goaltender, win the face-off, keep it in, get a shot in, and get some traffic in front. That's what you need. That's one thing I've seen in some of the previous games. Blake Smith, number 68 for the Spartans. Boy, if he could really hold his own in there and take away the eyes of the goaltender, it would be pretty awesome for Glenbrook North to give them an opportunity maybe to tip one in.
Blake Smith tied for 5th on the team in points in regular season play. 9 goals, 4 assists for 13 total. Still looking for his first point of the AHAI state tournament as they scramble right in the blue paint, and no whistle yet. Finally it sounds, and there's going to be a penalty shot.
Look at that. Well,
we didn't get a great view of it, but we'll see the goal cam and GBN with a golden opportunity to beat St. Viator for the first time in the last 6 games for them.
Well, and we talked about Blake Smith, right? The size, look at him in there. He's a tough guy to get out of the way. In there, willing to get into the dirty areas. Some teammates come down in there with him. And yeah, the referee is right on top of it and says penalty shot.
Maybe this is what it takes to beat Calder Turpin. Theo Gerathanis, 11 goals, 14 assists in the SHL regular season. 2 assists in the AHAI state tournament, but has not put a puck in the back of the net in either postseason. He gets the whistle to go. Number 97 in white, cuts left. Gerathanis makes a move and scores! Spartans strike first in the quarterfinal.
Get over there to that student section, young man. Celebrate that 1-0 early lead. I don't think you could draw it up any better for Glenbrook North. You have to know you've got to jump out to that early lead if you can, and they do it by way of the penalty shot. Great move to the left, gets him down and committed, comes back to the right to the open spot, and it's 1-0 Spartans.
Yeah, Ray, just a great move to freeze the goaltender there. Turpin really not able to recover at all, and this is exactly what the Spartans needed. A great start, get the crowd in it early, and get the favorite of the state tournament on the ropes.
So in Calder Turpin's last 5 games coming in, he had a shutout in each of them, a total of 99 saves. Just missed 100.
Well, it's, the Spartans have been able to score. They've just not been able to score enough against the St. Viator team. But they're not the only ones. I mean, that's why St. Viator is having the success they are and looking to try it. I think anything short probably for them would be a disappointment to win a state title. That one goes in front.
Semmelhack sends it in front. Pepe Leboy intercepts and backhands it all the way down. Spiegel plays it to the near side. Now Luke Jackson below the goal line goes across for Ben O'Vanian. Spartans trying to hack this one out, and it's sent back deep by St. Viator. A dream start as this one sent right in front. Sibatroth to Priswara, and he absolutely fanned on that. He's going to want that back, no doubt.
Well, good defense right there in the back of the net, just as they thought Glenbrook North was going to have possession. Look at this, and they keep it in the zone.
With the glove, Finn Hogan now brings it down to the corner, sends it to the side of the net. Right in the slot, O'Vanian trying to get it out, glove down again. Now back up top to the point, Tommy Speck will fire it back deep. GBN will get this one out to neutral ice off a deflection. Viator has to tag back up to stay on sides. They do, and Smith will clear this one down. Spartans will take that as they'll change all 5 skaters.
Yeah, a little bit of a much-needed break. That's one thing about St. Viator. I mean, are there any weaknesses? I mean, they just seem to come at you in waves. So any opportunity that the Spartans can get to try to get some fresh legs on the ice, they're going to do that.
Hockey fans, visit ChicagoWolvesStore.com to pick up the official 2026 High School State Championships t-shirt and souvenir puck, along with a wide selection of Wolves jerseys, sweatshirts, tees, hats, and more. State Championships hosted by the Chicago Wolves, combined and red on Friday, March 6th. The Girls State Championship will be Sunday of the following week, March 15th. I know you can buy tickets to the state championship on the SHL website and the AHAI website. Chicago Wolves website, I would have to assume as well. It's going to be absolutely stuffed at Allstate Arena, as it always is in the professional barn. Now up top, Jake Pukala's shot was going wide, but sticked aside by Spiegel anyway. Spiegel, a perfect 5 for 5 so far here in the early going. Now centered right in front. It's like that one might have hit the net, might have gotten blocked instead. Cleared out by GBN. Will it have enough? Yes. There's the whistle, icing with 11:38 to go here in the opening frame.
You talk about high school hockey, the championships coming up. Boy, what a week it has been for the sport. Just throughout the country and the globe. The men's and women's hockey team winning the Olympic gold last week, and all the excitement and fanfare from that, and just rolls right into the excitement here that we're having with the state championships.
That national anthem hits different after those 2 big victories, both over Canada, both 2-1 in overtime. Unbelievable stuff at the Winter Olympics. Now the Lions get back to work. Colton Newhouse back to the point. Loftus fires a shot that gets blocked by Jackson. Picking it up on the follow-up is another shot, and they score! It's backhanded in by the captain, Ryan Loftus, and St. Viator ties the game.
Well, again, St. Viator down near the goal, and you see 33 there for the Spartan. Sullivan Lions kind of gets taken out there at the last moment. So that's one less body to be back on the backside as the last man in, and a little bit of a backhand there. Very timely, very precise. Gets it past Spiegel to tie the game.
And guys, who else but Ryan Loftus to get his team back in as the captain. He's had a rather quiet state playoffs. They haven't really needed him so far, but right now they needed him to bring that energy back for the Lions, and boy, has he.
Yeah, just 1 goal and 1 assist for 2 total points among the 15 goals St. Viator scored coming into this game. He did have a goal and 6 assists for 7 total points through 5 games in their SHL playoffs run. He has been such an integral member of this team. Regular season points leader, 19 goals, 13 assists. As it's battled for again, in the slot, GBN will bring it out. Jackson Sterner over the line. That looked close to offside, but the ref waves it off. Linesman, rather. Now Ryan Loftus. Looking to loft that one out, but kept in by the glove of Nick Jackson. Now Sterner. Back up top, intercepted by Loftus. He'll bring it out through the neutral zone and play it across for Newhouse. He fires it in, then goes off for a change. Sterner collides with his teammate Jackson Strakowski, and it's sent back the other way. GBN will change. Pepe LeBoy mishandled it. Blake Smith delayed offside. He can't touch the puck, and that'll allow St. Viator to get a full reset here. Adam Popiel to the near side for Speck. Out to the neutral zone. Smith looking to fire it back down. Sivitroff making that difficult. LeBoy sends it down to the low slot. And the Spartan captain, Jake Semmelhack, will take control of the puck. Just over, I should say, 7 minutes gone by here in the first period. GBN opened the scoring on a penalty shot. Theo Gerathanis. And St. Viator tied it. Ryan Loftus, a weird bounce, gives the puck right to Pepe LeBoy. He centered it, but nobody home in red. Now Speck near side. Top of the right circle. Didn't get a lot of that on that shot. And it rolls off his stick and wide. Outlet pass. Damian Jurzak will try and punch this one in. And actually, he kind of got lucky it wasn't blocked because they were going to take the icing for the change there. Instead, he gets to fire it in past center ice and keep the play going.
He does, and it's been interesting to see Glenbrook North. I think they've been doing a pretty good job, for the most part, disrupting what St. Viator's trying to do in their structure. Really challenging them in the neutral zone.
Dylan Ward alongside Ray Crawford. Ray, welcome to the SHL Network, good sir. Happy to have you on the call here.
Hey, great to be here. You know, the SHL Network, and I know Marquis with the partnership really putting the spotlight on high school hockey here in the state of Illinois, and there's really no better place. I mean, you're an original 6 state, an original 6 city, right? You have to give it its due, and these young men worked from August until right here into late February and March trying for a state championship, and the network has been fantastic to showcase the effort.
You want to count it in time, you want to count it in games played. High school hockey is the most grueling and longest high school sport there is.
No question, no question.
Now this is John Colpins, able to get it out to the neutral zone. Fired back in, he gets the puck. Leaves it this time for Jake Pacala. Tipped in by Ciccone, high in the air, and gloved by Logan Spiegel for a whistle just over the halfway mark of the period.
Yeah, we were talking, my son playing his first year of high school hockey. I think the tryouts were the first week of school. They just finished their season a week or two ago. And, you know, as one of those parents that goes to get their son late at night, the 11 o'clock bedtimes can catch up too. So, yeah,
hey,
you got to tip your cap to the dedication of the high school hockey player.
9 p.m. puck drop at a rink 30 minutes away is just prime time.
Yes,
high school hockey.
It is.
Is this one sent in from the point? Forget you got spring hockey too, right? For all the.
Well, I was just trying to talk fall and winter there, but yes, spring is. That's right around the corner too.
Here's a shot from the point, and it trickles in. It looks like Colton Newhouse got a deflection on it as he leads the line back to the bench. Big hugs on the home side after going down 1-0, 2 straight for St. Viator.
You know, sometimes high school players can be accused of overpassing to try to find that perfect sauce, that perfect setup. This is an instance where you just throw the puck on the net and good things can happen. In this case for St. Viator, it turns into a goal and now a 2-1 advantage. Looked like a little bit of a change of direction there.
The GBN bench reaction after that one, and the reaction from Calder Turpin on the other side. That was so unexpected, Ray. I'm not even holding a grudge. You talked over the call.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It kind of surprised me too. I didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a shot from the point. It looked very innocent. Not really a screen in front, but a great deflection by Colton Newhouse. That'll be his first goal of the AHAI State Tournament. Had 1 goal in the SHL playoff run. And, you know, for GBN, you open the scoring on a penalty shot, you're feeling really good. But on the other side is St. Viator, who, you know, they know that winning a state championship is not going to be easy. And not to discredit GBN, but this is one of the easier parts of that journey in the minds of St. Viator. And, you know, you're not going to be happy to lose, but you're really not going to be happy to lose in this stage.
Yeah, there's no question about it. I mean, you know, St. Viator has to be mentally sharp, not look past this Spartans team, and they could have. They you know, you don't expect them to mentally kind of collapse 1-0. That is certainly not going to happen. This team has been through adversity before, and they've been able to bounce back here and get a couple of bounces to go their way and take a 2-1 lead.
This will be fired down by St. Viator. Icing with 6:57 to go in the period.
Well, now it seems to be, can the Spartans somehow find a way to keep scoring? You know, history shows in this series, not a whole lot more scoring is going to come for this team. So can they find a way here to tie this game or to at least keep the disadvantage to just a goal?
Got to look at the St. Viator student section on that last camera angle from Jimmy the Wiz. Both teams have packed this barn. Ryan Loftus Now on the right wing side, throws it to the doorstep, but nobody home. Now up top, here's a shot. Spiegel saw it all the way off the stick of Michael Ciccone.
Well, that is one good thing so far for the Spartans, is trying to keep the eyes for Spiegel, try to keep them clear. I think he saw the shot come in from inside the blue line over there by the bench. It just got deflected. I think he's seen everything that's pretty much come to him at this point.
Logan Spiegel has really turned it up a notch late in the regular season and in the playoffs. His only real blemishes were in that 2-game sweep to the St. Viator Lions. This one passed across, good stick there by Damian Jerzak. Now Newhouse fires on that. Spiegel makes an awkward save and quickly covers the rebound.
And guys, the Lions have done such a good job in front of Spiegel of making things difficult, right? We saw in that second goal, just a seamless tip right in front. We saw it again just now. They're throwing everything and anything at Spiegel, forcing him to make some very difficult saves here in the first period.
That's the voice of Wes Anderson, former goaltender himself. He's got all the tips and tricks that you and I don't necessarily have up here in the broadcast booth, right?
Oh, yeah, he is definitely the resident expert for us in goal.
Damian Jerzak below the goal line being pressured by Mason Steffen. Now out to Pukala. Jake Pukala comes over center ice and one hand on the stick of Ciccone, who's able to get that one in with some help. Luke Jackson retreats for the Spartans. Ovanian tips it ahead, and GBN completes the line change. Pukala tips it out to the neutral zone, now fired in, then taking a big hit was Pliam from Timothy Semko.
Semko's buzzing around ever since he jumped off the bench.
Now Pliam over the line, fires it deep, bounces off the boards and comes to the near side. Strakowski ahead, looking for Karras. Now Pliam leaves it for Karras. What a move here by Karras, and he's going to draw a penalty. GBN's going to the power play. Tripping will be the call.
Well, this could be another break. There you see right there. I mean, it's pretty obvious right in front of everybody.
St. Viator, 2 minutes for tripping.
So GBN on the power play in that 2-game series against St. Viator, just 1 for 7, 14.3% for those counting at home. Regular season-wise, they had the 7th best penalty kill at 19.5. St. Viator on the other side, we all know they're great defensively. 84.3% in the regular season, 92.9% in the SHL playoffs. And just for good measure, 4 for 4 through 2 games in the state tournament. We'll see if GBN can crack them here and tie this game up. Jake Semmelhack, the captain, shoots, save made. Blake Smith in the dirty area with a couple of follow-up shots, and all of those were stopped by Calder Turpin.
Yeah, you'd like to see a guy like Smith get in there and really mix it up. I think that you have to keep Calder Turpin off balance. You can't let this team settle into their structure and do what they want to do. And Smith is in there being a little bit of a sandpaper to his game as well. He was part of what started the whole thing that ended up getting that penalty shot in the first place to get them their first goal. So he's continuing to make those contributions.
Wrapped around the boards, kept in, not quite by Lyons. He'll have to retreat. Goes back to Semmelhack. Out to the neutral zone for Lions. Back to Jackson Sterner. 7 power play points in the regular season for Sterner. Now to the near side, Semmelhack. Trying to send it in, but stolen away. Here comes Connor Sibitroff, the SHL Player of the Year, looking for a shorty. And absolutely not, said Logan Spiegel. Now Semmelhack has it back. The GBN will get to regroup here on the power play. Girathanis over the line, right wing side. Goes all the way down low, then wraps it around for Semmelhack. Back down to Girathanis. Popiel intercepts, but couldn't get it far. GBN has it back. Semmelhack, left point, fires a shot. It possibly got deflected on its way. Either way, lots of bodies now. St. Viator fans wanting a penalty there, but they're not going to get one as the Lions rush up ice shorthanded once again. That looks close to offside, and a big hit there by Semmelhack, sending Giovanni DePinto down.
Got to be disruptive. Got to knock St. Viator off balance.
Here's Sterner below the goal line. Right circle. Sterner turns around, fires a shot. That got blocked. Time winding down on the power play. Just 15 seconds left. Luke Jackson's shot goes wide. Bounces off the boards for Ray Karras. Blocked by his own man. Jackson near side. Jerzak has some space. He shoots. And it's absorbed by Turpin with 5 to go in the power play.
Well, get a shot in there. Lots of traffic. Turpin able to just peek around and make the stop.
And guys, this has really been the first time we've seen some sustained pressure from the Spartans, obviously with the man advantage, but they've been giving Calder Turpin everything that he could handle here in the last 2 minutes.
They have, and I've been impressed so far with the Spartans. For the most part, their entries have been pretty good. They've been able to hold the zone for much of this power play. I just jinxed it right there.
Yeah, an errant pass comes over the blue line. Nothing like the caster's curse. I mean,
No.
How does that just seem to find its way to every single broadcast? Penalty is over. Viator has killed it off. GBN now falls to 0 out of 6 in the state tournament on the man advantage.
Well, there's a silver lining to that. It's keeping St. Viator more in a defensive posture and running some clock down. One thing that St. Viator does with all the shots, you obviously have to have the puck, right, to be averaging 35 shots per game. So in order to keep this game close, you want to keep St. Viator from having the puck on offense. And so they've been able to do that in large part despite not being able to score in those power play opportunities.
3 minutes to go. A man's taken down. GBN bench wants a call. That looked like a clean hit to me. Now Girathanis comes over the line right wing side. Has to get around Popiel. He'll turn on the jet center at Sterner. And overskating the puck is Jackson. And St. Viator will bring it back out. Here is Connor Sivitroff. To the net, takes a shot, save, goalie out of position, and they couldn't settle it down for a follow-up. Now here comes Sterner. Down the left wing side, fake the shot. Now he'll wait for help. At the left point, he'll flip it down below the line. Adam Popiel takes a light brush from Karras before sending it down to the far side half wall. Battled for along the boards. It pops free. And picked out and sent in on net, but Turpin makes an easy one. Here's Popiel again. Out to the neutral zone. Kicked down to the stick blade by Semmelhack, who fires it back the other way. Off the near glass and out. This will go all the way down, and icing is waved off. Puck must have just slowed down. It's covered by the boards on our near side, Wes, but that puck just basically hit the brakes right there.
Yeah, Dylan, there's a little bit of snow on the opposite side where you guys are, which I don't think you can see from up top, that just slowed that puck down just enough before going over the goal line.
Wes Anderson currently positioned in the Glenbrook North penalty box. As we get another whistle, we'll mention to you that tickets are on sale now for the Illinois Boys Varsity Combined and Varsity Red High School State Championships at Allstate Arena on March 6th. That's next Friday. For tickets, visit chicagowolves.com/state championships. 1:35 to go here in the first.
You certainly don't want to, obviously the Spartans don't want to give up a goal down here in your own end with 1:35 left and make it a 2-goal game. So good job there to clear out.
Dylan Ward, Ray Crawford, Wes Anderson, our crew today. Happy to have you along with us on this Saturday evening. This is game 3 out of 4 straight in this building for the AHAI State quarterfinals. We saw New Trier, the 3-time defending champions, take down Ignatius 4-1. We saw Loyola beat Lake Forest 2-0 in the last game with an empty netter. And after this one, we've got Glenbrook South and York, which is the closest matchup by the seeds, the 4 versus 5.
That's a tough one for me. I know you've seen those two teams at various points during the season. You look at the stats, you look at the series they played throughout the year. It does look like a 4-5, really like a toss-up. So I'll be interested to see how that one plays out as well.
The road team won every game of that. Obviously, we're at a neutral site now. If it's worth anything, Glenbrook South is the designated road team.
A superstition, right?
Yeah.
Take any advantage you can get.
1:09 to go in the first. We'll see if either team can find one more before we head into our brief first period intermission. Faceoff is won by the Spartans. Theo Gerathanis out to the neutral zone. Nick Jackson plays it in, and Hong plays it out. Ryan Loftus gives it up. Nick Jackson on the interception. Loftus tries to hack it out of his reach, and it did help get it over to Newhouse, who sends it out to the neutral zone. Luke Jackson with 40 to go. Off the far glass and out. Ryan Loftus back to Newhouse. He'll fire it in. Delayed offside. Tagging up is DePinto. Now here comes Jackson Strakowski. Excuse me, that's Sully Lyons. He'll fire it in. Below the goal line, settled down by Turpin. And now Hong gets it to Popio. Ryan Loftus. LeBoy gets it out to Civitroth. Connor Civitroth takes a shot and maybe a piece for Spiegel, and it just goes wide of the left post. Now Speck back in his own zone. He'll just look to kill this clock. There is the horn, and 17 minutes have come and gone here in Rolling Meadows. 2-1 St. Viator. After going down 1-0, they grab 2 unanswered for the lead.
They do, and the all-important lead, because now they continue to press here into the second period, and for Spiegel and Glenbrook North, they're still within a goal. This is where they want to be. They're within reach, and with a new clock and a new opportunity here. I thought they did a good job there at the end in that last couple of minutes, winning a couple of face-offs in their own zone, and then being able to clear the puck down and kill even more time. As we take a look at these goals in the first period for St. Viator, I mean, there you see the last player, Lyons, kind of go down trying to block the shot. Squeaks kind of between his legs, and then they were able to get the tap in past Spiegel.
See the great coaching staff of St. Viator. Tim Benz, the head coach, SHL Coach of the Year, coached this Lions team to a regular season record of 25-3. They won the coach's trophy as the #1 seed. They won the SHL final. And if they win state, there is no question who the best team in Illinois was in this hockey season.
Yeah, it would be no debate. It's not like probably weren't even around then back before the BCS when they take the two polls, the writers' poll and the coaches' poll, and there'd be co-national champions. There'd be none of that. There'd be no debating. They do a clean sweep of the SHL and Illinois, so certainly they would have those bragging rights as the champion of the state. But, they have to get past Glenbrook North. What does this team have up their sleeve? What does Jeff Marks have up their sleeve? He told West pregame, we're going to win this game. I mean, you've got to love that positive mentality. But, for St. Viator, the second goal that got deflected in, this is a team that really doesn't have an ego. And what I mean by that is you have a lot of young players that want to go upper 90. They want to have a big banging shot from the blue line. They want to go bar down. That's a big thing with the kids, right? Keep it low, keep it simple, keep sticks on the ice, and you get a deflection in like that. And in a clutch game like that, something that simple and that philosophy gives them this 2-1 advantage.
Well, we switch sides. Period of the long change. Ray, in the second period, so far through 2 state playoff games, St. Viator has been absolutely diabolical, outscoring Lyons Township and Stevenson 5-0 on both occasions. They've got a positive shot differential of 47-8 in 2 games in the second period alone.
Well, it's no secret. I mean, that's what they like to do, right? They've never met a shot they didn't like. And it's proved it. That second goal was just a classic example. That really wasn't even on goal. It was just in the neighborhood and then tipped in.
So we are underway in period number 2. New 17 minutes are on the clock. St. Viator looks to strike early. Here's Loftus trying to hit that one as it was falling, but couldn't get a clean handle on it. Loftus again. Sent it right in front. Tipped on goal, or maybe the side of the net by Newhouse, but no luck. Centered and picked off by GBN. Look out, here they come. Blake Smith sent it in. Turned away by Turpin. Karras to Smith below the goal line. Smith right in front. Puck sitting there loose. Top of the blue paint. Swooping in is Jerzak. Backhands it up to the left side for Semmelhack, who takes a shot, and that hits the side of the net. For a second, Ray, I thought it was in, but no luck. Now it's loose again, and Turpin finally will put a glove on that.
Well, again, it's like Wes pointed out, a barrage of, activity in front of Turpin, including Smith. I mean, he's back in there again, and he's just going to continue. That's going to be critical for him to continue to have that presence and hope that a teammate, he's able to stand up some guys, take an extra body to move him out of the way, and somehow they can slide one past Turpin to tie it.
You're watching the Red Division State Quarterfinals. Winner of this game moves on and quickly turns around to tomorrow for the semifinals against the winner of York and Glenbrook South. That'll be our nightcap. All 4 games right here on SHL Network. Both semifinals on SHL Network tomorrow. Sent right in front. Sterner with a shot, and that just misses the right post. St. Viator gets it back, and they'll flip it out to the neutral zone where it's touched along. Here is Sibitroff, now Leboy, and he scores! What were you saying about bar down, Ray?
Yeah.
Pepe Leboy with a beauty, and it's 3 unanswered for the Lions.
Well, nice play here, just picking up the loose puck, a nice touch up, and then Leboy finishes things off.
Albert Przwara with a cheeky little tip pass in the neutral zone that I think is just behind where a replay starts. He should get a secondary assist on that. And how about Pepe Leboy III? 4 assists in the AHAI State playoffs so far, but that's his first goal in this tournament. And it's 3-0 to the favorite to win it all.
Now picking a good time to have 5 points. Picking a good tournament to have it.
Now here is Sibitroff again, leaves it. One-timer by Leboy, looking for his second goal in just a matter of seconds. Couldn't find it that time. Now Sterner out to the neutral zone. Stopping that one and sending it right back in is Jeong Hong. Semmelhack out to Theo Gerathanis. Leaves it in the slot. Jackson with a shot. Kicked out of there by the right pad of Turpin. Deflects to him afterwards as well, and he will hang on.
Boy, what a great idea there. It's a nice, simple move. Send it in. Rebound. A little bit too wide on that angle for Sterner. And a good active stick, too, to chip it up in the air and steer it clear of danger from Turpin.
Calder Turpin lost his shutout streak, but Calder will give you the okay to put an asterisk on it because it was a penalty shot.
It is. It's a little different situation, isn't it?
Hadn't allowed a goal since game 2 of this series. Went 5 straight games, started and completed all of them, and pitched a shutout in all of them. 99 straight stops in that 5-game streak.
You know, like we alluded to earlier after that goal, right? One goal is not going to phase Turpin because you can have the confidence of the guys in front of you, right? This is a team that has put up a lot of, I think 23-5. They've outscored the first 2 teams in the round of 32 and the round of 16. So he has a lot of confidence in the guys in front of him, not shaken at all.
Now Semko over to Ovanian. Now Jackson Babula. St. Viator a perfect 5-0 against the Spartans this season. 3 regular season meetings, 2 games in an SHL quarterfinal series. That's what's tough about hockey and just sports in general. You know, if you lose this game, you're 5-1 against these guys this year, but you lose really the only one that matters when you look back on the season afterwards.
Yeah, no, that's true. And one of the games went to overtime. I don't know if you
Yes,
pointed that out already or not. So, yeah, the Spartans have the talent. They have it in this team. So can they find those opportunities, get some bounces to go their way?
These teams fighting to keep their season alive. St. Viator in the driver's seat now. This pass intended for John Colpins, missed him. It will not be an icing. Now Sarah looks to clear. Ciccone keeps it from going out to the neutral zone. Now out to neutral ice after a big hit in the near side corner. Delayed offside, or pardon me, icing will be the call with 13:30 to go in the first. Do you know a hockey mom who goes above and beyond? If so, nominate her to become our Hockey Mom of the Month, presented by FenceWorks. Winners will be recognized throughout the season. Nominate your hockey mom at ChicagoWolves.com/HockeyMom. We were joking in the last broadcast that they are some of the hardest workers out there. Not only do they not get paid, but they pay.
Well, the hockey moms?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't have a high school hockey player without one that's dedicated and devoted and right there along with their son, pulling for them, doing the laundry, dealing with a smelly bag in their house.
No kidding. You know,
spoken like
I was
gonna say, spoken like a true hockey parent up there.
Oh yeah.
St. Viator, nice move by Stefan. Now Colpins. Back up to the right point, deflected just high of the net. Picked back up below the goal line by Ciccone. Got that one back up to Popiel, who fires a shot way wide, but into the glove of Spiegel anyway. And play is blown dead.
Well, I mean, if you're the Spartans, you're continuing to, just push and press, do the things you can, try to keep St. Viator to the outside as best as possible. I think that Spiegel's done a good job. He's kind of settled in a little bit better here. 3-2, 3-1, and you hope to, if you're Glenbrook North, to get it 3-2, but St. Viator keeps pressing.
Offensive zone draw for the Lions. Taken by GBN, they'll look to clear. Eventually they will. Sarah, nice pass, finds Karras. Ray Karras looking for some help. Wanted to get that one down to the doorstep for Jerzak, but he'll just be forced to send it into the corner. Now a nice move here by Karras, but gets his pocket picked by Loftus as he sends it out to the neutral zone. Sarah backhands it right back in. That will be an icing. Want to give a very special shout out to the great Max Anderson. Not sure if you're tuned in or not. You might notice one of the most iconic voices of the SHL is absent from today's quadruple header. He's just been named the lead play-by-play for Chicago Fire FC, who had their home opener down at Soldier Field against Club de Foot Montreal. A 3-0 win for the Fire on home turf. Max with his first home game called as the main man. So shout out Max. He will be back on the broadcast tomorrow. But if you're missing one of your favorites, that's why.
He does a fantastic job. I enjoy watching all the broadcasts throughout the course of the season and bringing the fans inside these games.
He'll be on the call for state championship at Allstate Arena, as well as play-by-play for one of the semifinal games tomorrow for the Red Division. Luke Jordan will have the call for the other one. As this one's sent all the way down, it'll be an icing against St. Viator. That's not called an icing in the NHL. Lions won the race to the puck, it appeared, but in high school hockey, no hybrid icing.
Well, a chance here for the Spartans to kind of change things up, get some fresh legs on the ice, and the Lions will do likewise.
11:53 to go in period number 2. It was GBN that opens the scoring on a penalty shot before Ryan Loftus, Colton Newhouse, and Pepe LeBoy responded in that order. As this one's deflected in on Turpin, and he has to make a quick reactionary save. He does just that as it's brought back out by the Lions. Wow. Now backhanded in by DePinto, gets sandwiched by Babula and Haynes. Over to the far side, Semko, backhand, chips that one out. He was looking to get it to Haynes. Now he's taken down by DePinto. Colton Newhouse. Around one man comes into the zone center to DePinto. Just tipped that one wide. Now Loftus fires. That goes wide as well. Battle for the puck, near side corner. It's poked free, wrapped around the boards. It takes a funny hop off a stanchion, and that allows Lions to just backhand it out and Viator to dump it right back. Jackson out to Evanian, tipping it ahead, intercepted by Ciccone. Ciccone over the line, takes a shot, glove stop made by Spiegel, and he'll hang on. Wes, you probably had a good view of that one.
Yeah, Spiegel just giving a little bit of room on that glove side. I think that's why the Lions are favoring shooting there, but on the opposite side, Calder Turbin has to make a funky save. I think he didn't see the puck on the way through, but a great reactionary save to get that right pad on it and keep this a 3-1 hockey game.
Wes Anderson down in the GBN penalty box. Not much of a box, is it? More of an extension of the bench. You see that at a lot of rinks here at this level. Also, the penalty box is on the same sides as the bench. That comes into play.
Yeah, I like the no glass there. You can talk to the coach.
Yep.
Coach can easily communicate whether you're going out or you're coming to the bench.
And take a look at a rink like American Heartland Ice Arena or
Oh, yeah.
the newly named Blackhawks Ice Center, formerly Fifth Third Arena downtown. Penalty boxes on the other sides. Completely different game. Here's Karras with a shot, and the knuckle puck just goes high of the crossbar. You can hear some bass, some music coming from the locker rooms. That's either York or Glenbrook South getting fired up for their game up next.
I was going to say, Sam, what's Sam doing?
Now Ovanian sends it out. Jerzak pins a man up into the boards, and the puck is poked free. Jake Semmelhack in his own zone, plays it off the near boards, and that gets intercepted by Leboy. Pepe Leboy takes a crunch from Giarthanis into the near side glass, and Semmelhack will fire it down. We're under 10 minutes to go in the second period. Bit of a tie-up down there below the goal line, but the red armband stays down. Here comes Connor Civitroth now. Takes the shot and the save made by Spiegel. And now hurting is one of the Spartans right below his goaltender as he comes up. We can identify that's Vinny Serra. Now Sterner will bring it out through the neutral zone. Onside, Sterner tried to fire one to the net, but didn't get a lot on that shot. Then a big hit by Smith, sending Popule down. Now to Civitroth, backhanding this one ahead. Albert Przwara rips one. Lots of velocity on that shot, but it misses the cage. Now a delayed offside will stop play with 8:46.
Well, he might have needed a whistle there. This getting a little physical here this last couple of times down. Shot right there, just wide. And, just, again, driving the net. Nice stop there off the shoulder of Siegel. And you see what St. Viator is able to do is Przwara driving to the net. That's one thing the Lions are very good at, is driving in those lanes, looking for the garbage to clean up inside.
Yeah, just 2 penalties in this game so far, Ray, and neither of them really physical. One was just the delay of game for the glove over the puck, which led to a penalty shot, not a power play, and then Matthew Ciccone for tripping. Again, you never try to trip someone. You do try and rough someone sometimes.
Right.
This will be sent down by GBN. It looks like it's going to hit the net. It does, so no icing. Now it's Finn Hogan. Missed his man in neutral ice. This one does not hit the net, and it will be an icing with 8:11 to go in the middle frame.
So I'm not sure you've seen these two teams. Like I said, who do you think a physical game, who has the advantage in a physical game between these two?
I would have to say St. Viator, but there's not a lot of questions that I wouldn't give an edge to St. Viator, whether it be physical, fast, lots of rushes. I mean, they have just built this team to perfection when it comes to trying to win a championship, whether that be SHL or state. I mean, this team checks pretty much any box you could possibly think of. I would say St. Viator, for the rest of this state tournament, is always going to be the favorite in any given game.
Yeah.
They might be a bit of a wider favorite in this one than they would be against, say, New Trier. But I still don't see New Trier having a better shot at hoisting the trophy than Viator does at this moment. Over to Loftus. Comes over the line, tried to drop that one off for Newhouse. Now Loftus gets it back. Centers at Newhouse. Looking for a shot, he couldn't find one. 3 wins away for either of these teams to not only a state championship, but a ticket to play in the High School Hockey National Championship up in Plymouth, Minnesota this year. We've seen some great runs from Illinois teams in the past. New Trier Green lost in the national championship a couple years back. Made it to the semifinal last year.
Well, it takes a lot of physical and mental endurance.
Yeah. Now out, this one bounces to Babula. He's got a step on a breakaway and he sends it high. Calder Turpin doesn't even have to make a stop. Now Sterner has it again, fires. Go ahead, Ray.
No, just a great opportunity there.
Those are the ones that are going to haunt you if you're Glenbrook North, who have played a pretty good game against the St. Viator team. Shots on goal here in this period are 9-4 in favor of GBN. This one centered again. Here's another shot and a big-time stop by Spiegel. He'll hang on.
Yeah, great save there by Spiegel. Here's that breakaway. Babula, and just a last-second stick in there by Pukala, just to try to disrupt a little bit of a whack there to try to get him off balance.
Well, maybe
for
he
that
does
shot.
get a piece of it.
Yeah, guys, from my vantage point, it looked like Turpin got maybe a shoulder, maybe a piece of his helmet with that last save, and then the opposite side, Spiegel with a great save as well. So both goalies doing their part in the last few minutes here.
It's a great eye down there by you, Wes, and yeah, we could see that on the goal cam of that play. But nonetheless, a great opportunity for GBN, stays out of the net. Big hit there by Smith as he crunches a man into the boards. That was Przwara. Now Loftus goes across, finds the open man, Civitroth, and that gets blocked by Sarah. Big time block there as he had time to pick his spot. SHL Player of the Year, Connor Civitroth, can do it on both ends. Now it's LeBoy. Longtime vet of this team, Popule near side, takes a shot that's kicked away by Lyons. Now Loftus again towards the net. That one goes wide of the right post. Blake Smith over to Sterner, trying to send this one out. Fired right back into the near side corner. Locker room music's pretty loud down there. Now DePinto centers it, Civitroth back to DePinto, and a big save made by Spiegel again. Great passing play there by the Lions. That was gonna be an icing, but Calder Turpin wants to keep the play alive. He'll send this one down to the blue line. Loftus back to DePinto, takes a shot, save made. Rebound grab by Loftus. Viator is absolutely buzzing right now. They will have to chase this one back out to neutral ice. And Pliam gets a hold of it and backhands it ahead to Ovanian. Ovanian down and into the corner. Pressure from Jiang Hong. Nick Jackson now trying to get a hold of it. Ovanian, tough angle shot, and that's an easy one for Calder.
And guys, people might wonder why Calder Turpin plays that puck up instead of letting it go for icing. Sully Lyons got trapped out there on the defensive end for GBN. That quick up by Calder Turpin traps him on the ice. You see they were able to get at least an attempt on a good opportunity. If you look to my left, Sully Lyons is keeled over trying to catch his breath, so a great heads-up play by the Lions netminder.
Yeah, they definitely had the energy down at that end, and it was everything that the Spartans could do to try to clear the zone. And it's something that Jeff Marks is really harped on about playing the St. Viator team. Being able to clear, they weren't able to do it. Lions got trapped. Fortunately, no damage done.
This one left by Loftus. Now to Pinto, but brought back out by the Spartans. Regained and backhanded in by Newhouse. St. Viator up 3-1 here in the state quarterfinals, looking to punch their ticket to tomorrow Right back here at West Meadows Ice Arena for the semis. The St. Viator team has had one goal in mind all season long, and that is hoist the state championship trophy at the end of the season. They won the SHL playoffs, taking down New Trier in a great championship game. 1-0 the final score of that one, with Mason Steffen scoring the lone goal. And while they can appreciate that accomplishment, it's at a point now for St. Viator where if they don't win state, the season is just going to feel like a failure.
Yeah, I think that they're the ones with the target, right? They're the ones that have all the pressure to come in and perform.
Big save there by Spiegel after a turnover, and he keeps it just a 2-goal game.
Guys, Spiegel's made a few great saves in the last, let's say, 2 or 3 minutes to keep this just a 2-goal deficit for the Spartans. They're really leaning on him as they wind things down here in the second.
Hockey fans, visit ChicagoWolvesStore.com to pick up the official 2026 High School State Championships t-shirt and souvenir puck, along with a wide selection of Wolves jerseys, sweatshirts, tees, hats, and more. Chicago Wolves not just hosting the state championships this year, but also have been great partners with the SHL all season. We've seen 2 SHL regular season games take place at All-State Arena this year. St. Viator was on hand for one of those. They actually lost that 3-2 in a shootout to the York Dukes. Glenbrook South and Carmel Catholic the others. As this one gets sent down again. They've also been at the helm for all of the great collaborations we've been able to do with Marquee Sports Network. The GBS York game taking place after this one will be live on Marquee Sports Network, along with SHL Network on YouTube. And now a bucket comes off in that board battle, and here at the high school level, that is an immediate whistle.
And we had a similar situation the first game today. I think there's a New Trier player who got his helmet taken off. It wasn't deemed to be intentional. So again, just I know a lot of these guys like to wear the straps loose and easy to pop off, and a lot of traffic around the boards.
Dylan Ward alongside Ray Crawford up here in the broadcast booth. Wes Anderson down at ice level. 2:15 left before the full period intermission, where they will shave the ice. Boy, if GBN can just grab one more goal before heading to the locker room, it would go a long way.
I think the Spartans have helped themselves, like right there. They've been pretty good at the dot tonight.
Yeah, they really have. Fortunately, we don't track those numbers in high school hockey, but I'd love to see that percentage.
I think it's been pretty good. They're getting their first touch, and whether they're able to manage it and hang on to it without turning the puck back over, that's another thing. But the first touch has been pretty good for the Spartans off the faceoff.
Such a good point, right? Because faceoff win percentage doesn't tell you the full picture. It's who possesses the puck after maybe about 2 or 3 seconds after the draw, where that puck ends up landing.
Yes.
As we're down to our final 100 seconds, St. Viator will ice the puck here. GBN will have an offensive zone faceoff to work with, as we give a great shout out to all of our sponsors making these broadcasts possible. And hey, the third period is sponsored by Glenbrook North Hockey, so maybe they've got something in store for us.
Well, that seemed to be kind of appropriate, wouldn't it, if they could get something going in the third period, want to survive the last 94 seconds of period number 2. Let's see if this trend of them at the faceoff circle helps gain possession.
Viator can't get it out. Semmel keeps it alive with the glove right at the blue line. Now down to the circle. Sterner with a shot. That's turned away by Calder-Turpin. Now Loftus ahead for Newhouse. Kick back to the stick. Loftus goes across. One-time attempt, but not a lot of wood on that from St. Viator's side. Now Sterner will slap this one in. Sam Schwartz gearing up to let the crowd know we've got tenths of a second on the clock as they battle for the puck again right in front of the Glenbrook North student section. Still they battle. Popiel involved along with Girathanis. Viator's just trying to ride this all the way into the intermission, and finally the ref will blow the whistle.
Surprised, guys, that they didn't blow that down sooner. At least 10 extra seconds clicked off there as Viator was just trying to hem that there on the boards.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised too, for the standpoint that I thought that, St. Viator would try to make, a big rush here in the last 60 seconds of this period instead of hem it up in the corner.
You guys, that killed about 25, 30 seconds right there. Still an offensive zone draw for GBN. They win the faceoff. Back up to the point. Strakowski can't keep it in. Look out. It's a 2-on-1 for St. Viator. Albert Prizwara tried to go across for Civitroth, but the pass a little too high for him. Right idea to get around the defender, but they don't even get a shot attempt on that look. 18 seconds to go. Popiel with a shot stopped by Spiegel. LeBoy back up to Popiel. Takes the shot, and making the block there from both knees was Jake Semmelhat. 7 seconds to go. GBN will play this one down. Will the whistle go before time? Icing is waved off. Sam with a bit of a premature stoppage of the clock there. I think he thought it would be an icing, and to be honest with you, it probably should have been, but it's waved off by the official, and time runs out on period number 2. Just the one goal in the second by St. Viator's Pepe LeBoy III. A much better period for GBN. After you look at the shots on goal in the first, 13-7 Lions. In the second, it was only 8-6. But at the end of the day, Glenbrook North has some major work to do against the favorite to win it all.
Look, I thought the Spartans, by and large, are keeping themselves in this game. I think that some of the play has improved, and you got to give credit to St. Viator for some of their goals as well, that they've been able to score in this and have this 3-1 advantage here heading into the second intermission. So we'll see what happens here. Everybody's going to get rested, get those legs fresh, and I don't know what Jeff Park's message is to his team in the locker room here, but guys, this is our season right here, these last 17 minutes, and let's not have any regrets and leave it all out there. And then for St. Viator, the same thing. You want to try to add to this lead and continue to take the spirit away from the Spartans.
Well, fellas, the players will take a break, so will we on the SHL Network. Don't go anywhere. We've got the third period coming up for you in just about 11 to 12 minutes or so from West Meadows Ice Arena in Rolling Meadows. Viator with a 3-1 lead, looking for a semifinal appearance tomorrow. We'll see if they can close the job or if GBN has a miracle in store. We'll see you on the other side of the ice cut right here on the SHL Network. Welcome back to the SHL Network. It is third period time here in the AHAI State quarterfinals. St. Viator has a 3-1 lead over Glenbrook North. Winner of this game moves on to the semis. And for more on St. Viator, we'll turn it over to Wes Anderson, who's standing by with SHL Coach of the Year, Tim Benz.
Thanks, guys. Coach, you found yourself in unfamiliar territory there in the first period, down 1 goal. What was your message to the team on the bench?
Oh, a lot of time left. Right, we know we're heavy offense and we're going to produce shots on net and scoring chances. So we knew the opportunities were going to come, and we just had to bury when they came. Now,
on the flip side, you find yourself in very familiar territory with a lead in the third period. What do you guys need to do to close it out?
Make the right plays. Winning, we told the guys, winning isn't magic. It's doing boring habits well. So getting pucks deep, being strong on our stick, not giving odd man breaks, all those things.
All right, good luck in the third, Coach.
Thank you.
Guys, back up to you.
Thanks, Wes. And to hit more at what Wes was talking about, how about St. Viator's lead in the regular season when leading after 2 periods? 13-0-1. On the other side, GBN, when trailing after 2, just 1-9-1. The odds are heavily favored on St. Viator to win this game right now, but there's still 17 minutes left for a reason.
Well, Tim Benz mentioned it, right? They know they have the offense. They know they're going to get the pucks in. So when you look at a 2-goal lead and you mention those stats that you just mentioned, that's what makes it so difficult to overcome a deficit against this St. Viator team in the third period. Are the Spartans up to the challenge? We're about to find out. I mean, Wes is down there on the bench. He saw the same thing we saw. We saw a Spartans team that held their own there, especially probably in the last half of that period. What kind of start can they get here? Can they get some shots in on Turpin early and maybe get something to go in and make it a 1-goal game and bring some life back to that? We'll have to wait and see. We're moments away.
Surprisingly, in spite of outscoring opponents 15-0 in their first 2 games coming into this in state, just 2-0 in the third, but of course, you can probably attest that to taking their foot off the gas pedal a little bit with the running clock. But no running clock here. We've got a 2-goal game. We'll see if St. Viator can finish the job. We'll see if Glenbrook North can pull off a miracle. Viator in red wins the faceoff to kick things off in the third. Fresh 17 minutes and fresh ice here at West Meadows Ice Arena in Rolling Meadows. Smith loves it down, tried to play it ahead. Picked off in neutral ice and grabbed by Newhouse. He'll fire a shot. That takes a deflection, and Logan Spiegel quick to glove that one and hang on.
Well, obviously third period, but coming out of that break, that's what you want, right? You want to see a puck maybe early, get it gloved, nice and secure, get that good feeling, and get ready for that face-off to your left side.
Dylan Ward, Ray Crawford to my right, Wes Anderson directly across from us down at the penalty boxes. And, of course, our great crew, Jimmy the Wiz Olson, our technical engineer, Joel Schneider, Matt Freeman on camera, Gerard Boris, technical engineer, and Sam Schwartz. Not only the PA announcer in building, but also responsible for the great scoreboard you see at the top left corner of your screen. In the past, we used to have someone sitting there pressing the button to start and stop the clock and trying to be as synced up to the arena clock as possible. But with this new technology, the official scoreboard information goes right to our broadcast. So what you're seeing on your screen, shots on goal, the tenths of a second when we get down under a minute is exactly what the people in-house are seeing.
That's a great feature to have. It helps everybody at home, and no weird things. And if you hear the horn but see 5 seconds left, you're like, what's going on?
Which definitely has happened a time or two on the SHL network in the past.
Let technology be your friend.
Speck tips this one into the far side corner. Now below the goal line, it's Albert Przwara. Near side, Civitroff. Back up to Speck, right point. Fires it down low. Karras, he's taken down below the goal line. St. Viator hunting for goal number 4. Eventually poked out, just kept in the zone by Speck. They'll fire it down, bounces off the end board, and eventually is cleared all the way by GBN. Right on target, look out! Mishandled by Turpin, but it's sent over to the far side. Look out again. Karras now takes the shot. That one wouldn't go through Mesa bodies. Now Babula. Picked off by Pepe LeBoy III. One of the best and most fun names to say in the SHL, by the way. There's a couple of real good ones. You got
been around for decades, too, if you're the third, right?
Right?
That one's been said for a long time.
Maybe there will be a fourth one day.
No pressure.
And like, of course, Tommy Tingle on Loyola. You can't beat that. Ian Finger on Nutra Green a few years back. But anyway. Here's Sterner. Near side, sent right back in by John Colpins. Luke Jackson over to the far side. Giorthanis able to chip that one out to the neutral zone, turning around and firing it right back in. Just high of the crossbar is St. Viator. We have a, was that an offside? Play blown dead by the linesman. Wes, you catch anything down there?
I think he's calling offside, but GBN had the puck, so I'm not sure why the whistle went. Wouldn't be surprised if this came to center ice, but...
Also, there's no one offside, right?
Well, it was delayed offside. I think that's what he was calling, but usually you're only going to blow that whistle dead if the team that's offside ends up touching the puck, which was not what happened. But either way, the puck's going to came out of the zone.
Now this should be an icing, and it is, against Glenbrook North. Great thank you to all of our great sponsors here on the SHL Network. Also, do you know a volunteer or youth player in your hockey community who deserves to be recognized? The Wolves and Guzman y Gomez have teamed up for the Lil Wolves Amateur Hockey Volunteer of the Month program. Learn more at chicagowolves.com/fansden. FANSDEN. Fansden. Alongside the Chicago Wolves, our next game will be live on Marquee Sports Network. The 4 versus 5 seed matchup. Glenbrook South, the number 5, taking on York, the number 4. Winner of that one plays the winner of this one. And St. Viator stays in the driver's seat with still plenty of time. This pass intercepted and sent down low by Luke Jackson. Jiang Hong pokes it across to the far side half wall, and he'll skate through the neutral zone and missed on that dump in. It goes out of play, and we stop action with 13:30.
You know, I think to myself what Tim Benz said to Wes a little bit ago about keeping things simple, being boring, doing the simple things. But you don't want to interpret that as take your foot off the gas or go easy. I feel like St. Viator just doesn't have that hop in the step, at least early in this third period. Let's see if they're maybe a little bit more safe than they were earlier on in this game.
Here is Connor Civitroff. A stick snaps. That was Strakowski. He'll race back to the bench for a new one. He dropped it, sitting below the goal line, at least part of it. Now right in front, here's a one-timer by Przwara, and that's stopped by Logan Spiegel. Tell you what, Logan Spiegel has had a really solid night in net. He's 18 for 21 at the moment. Now ahead to the neutral zone. Here comes Przwara again, centered it, and Connor Civitroff couldn't finish it. Looked like he had the goalie beat on the backhand, but no luck. What a pass as well from Przwara to get it to the SHL Player of the Year. Now back up high, booming one-timer from the left point, goes wide. Now Pukala, back up top, LeBoy takes a shot blocked by Lyons. And now Vanyan will play it out. Spartans are okay with the icing here, as they will change after a long shift.
And guys, right now the Spartans are in a bend, not break type attitude. You see Sully Lyons selling out on that last shot attempt, helping out their goalie, and on the opposite side, the Spartans netminder has made a few huge saves in this period to keep this thing in it. So let's see if they can keep that up and try and get things tied here as we go along with 12:30 left.
Well, a lot of times that your team can be inspired by your goaltender play. When you see Lyons take a puck like that, when you see Spiegel make a stop like that, let's see if that gives a little inspiration here to their teammates.
Jake Semmelhack now. Backhands it over to the far side. Karras able to send it out. The high school hockey season is dwindling down quickly. There will be no boys high school hockey after Friday. State championships at All-State Arena combined and red back-to-back. Here's Karras looking to get the Spartans back to a 1-goal deficit. Strakowski, right point, down to the slot, hacked away far side. Mason Steffen will clear. Now look out, here comes Kolpins racing after the puck. He's taken down, and the Lions bench, all four coaches, excuse me, with palms up after that one, but no penalty. Now Karras backhands it out, hits the skate of the linesman. And now Ryan Loftus will just lift it in. Teammates go chase after it. It's Colton Newhouse. It's being bothered by Strakowski. Now Jackson pinning to Pinto into the far side corner boards. Make a wish. 11-11 to go here in the third. We're going to have a penalty now. Or no, excuse me, no, just the helmet off. Second time we've seen that tonight. And that is an immediate whistle every time.
Well, an unfortunate whistle there for the Spartans. They're trying to move down the ice, put themselves in a position in the offensive zone, and play is whistled dead.
I want to take a second to give a shout out to Joel Schneider, one of our camera operator, his wife Fran, and daughter-in-law Cindy, who are both watching this game at home. All the wide main shots you see is Matt Freeman, but all the close, tight shots are all Joel Schneider, and he does an absolutely outstanding job at that here on SHL Network for us. He is the official videographer of Glenbrook North and has been for many, many years. And I know he's hoping for a big-time comeback here. Let's see if the Spartans have it in them. Here's Sibatroff. Below the goal line, Pepe Leboy sent it in front. Here's a shot. Albert Priswara would not go. Hard to tell if Spiegel made the stick or if one of his teammates got the shot block or not. Puck takes another funny hop off the boards. You've seen that quite a few times in this game already. This is a neutral rink that neither SHL or no SHL team plays at here in Rolling Meadows. And I wouldn't be shocked if this is the first game in this building for both of these teams all year, in or out of league play.
Well, this was definitely a workout for the ice too, right? You've got these big, fast, physical varsity players and trying to play 4 back-to-back games here. And then we've got more coming up tomorrow too.
Semifinals tomorrow. We've got Loyola versus New Trier. Boy, that's going to be an absolute treat to watch those two rivals go at it in the state tournament. That game is at 1 p.m. And the winner of this game plays the winner of Glenbrook South and York at 3:15 p.m. right here at West Meadows Ice Arena. You've also got the combined semifinals following those, all tomorrow in this place. Here's a shot from the neutral zone, and Logan Spiegel will hang on to that one for a face-off. Both student sections still in full force. Doesn't look like many people have left. I know on the Glenbrook South side of things for later on tonight, they've got Turnabout, which is, of course, the dance where the girls ask the guys out. So I know a couple of the players on GBS had to break the news to their girlfriends that, hey, you know what, I've got a game tonight.
Uh-oh.
But we'll see what kind of student section GBS brings out, if any.
So you add that to the continued sacrifices these young men have to make.
At least it's not homecoming, right, or prom. Those are the big ones.
They are.
Mason Steffen from the neutral zone in on Spiegel again. He's made a handful of neutral zone stops here tonight. 9:34 to go in the third. 3-1 St. Viator, same score as it's been since just a couple minutes into the second.
Yeah, this period seems to be moving by pretty quickly.
Not a whole lot of shots on goal in this period either. St. Viator leads 4-1.
And it seems like St. Viator is content if they can win the faceoff, maintain possession in the zone, get some good shots, kill some clock. And it's going to force eventually the Spartans to take some risks.
Loftus fans on a shot there. That allows Sterner to come in. Delayed offside against the Spartans. This time they will see it out. And St. Viator will send it out. New Trier 4-1 winners over St. Ignatius. Loyola with a 2-0 win over Lake Forest. This is game 3 of 4 here today in the state playoff quarterfinals. Sterner collects the puck in the neutral zone. Leaves it ahead for Smith. Couldn't get around a couple bodies. Now Blake Smith below the goal line, being hounded. And Popiel will come free with it, try and backhand it out to the neutral zone. He does for Sibitroff. Goes across for Colton Newhouse. Takes a shot, tough angle, and Spiegel reaches out to hang on. Exactly halfway through period number 3.
Yeah, and again, it just seems like the Lions are just kind of content to control the puck, get some shots in, keep the puck down at this end of the ice. The Spartans doing a good job. Again, Smith trying to stay active behind his own net. Behind the net, though, rather, the Lions trying to make something happen. Has the puck taken away. St. Viator's done a good job of trying to contain any and prevent any chances for the Spartans.
GBN is going to need a goal quickly. Down by 2 with their season on the line. As this puck deflects out of play. And, you look at these teams' regular season records. St. Viator has taken care of them. But with the SHL being the SHL, GBN, we're third to last place in the league. But they're still the 8th best team in the state. So this is still a really talented team, and there's no easy games in this tournament.
There's not, and I think it's the gauntlet of the conference season that prepares you to get this far in this tournament, to be in the, in this round and make it to the state quarterfinals. I mean, that's a remarkable achievement for any team.
Right. I mean, you take high school football, for example, or even more specifically college football. Once you get to the quarterfinals, almost every team is undefeated or maybe has one loss, right? Because they don't play each other night in and night out, unlike hockey where they do here in the SHL. So GBN with an overall record of 23-18-8 in and out of SHL play finds himself as the number 8 seed, technically the number 9th team ranked on my hockey rankings because BGHW is number 8, but they're in the combined division. They've got the number 1 seed in that tournament. There's a shot, Pappy LeBoy, deflected up into the netting. Actually, we can check on some of the scores in the combined quarterfinals. Those are going on right now in Rosemont. So we'll pull that up here, get those for you. 7:22 to go in period number 3. Glad to have you with us and hanging out with us on this Saturday. A cold Saturday here in Chicago. Just 24 hours after 61 degrees and sunny.
I know, there was a couple of things I wanted to do outside, and I had to hurry up to get them done. Because who knows when the next nice day will come. You never really count on anything for sure in the Midwest.
Spiegel leaves it Lions. I'm going to play it off the far boards and out. He will get it to the neutral zone. Here comes Jackson Babula, but they're offside on a real close play.
I will say that, St. Viator's got kind of this, the double advantage going right now. They're maintaining possession and control on the offensive zone, and then defensively, they're really limiting the Spartans any real genuine scoring chances.
Warriors winners 6-2 over Glenbard. Plainfield currently with a 6-3 lead over Prep in the combined division. 2 more games coming up later tonight. Smith looked to center that one, Girathanis. Now Smith gets it back. Time running out on these Spartans to try and keep their season alive. Below the goal line, Girathanis centers it. Loose puck, Sterner pokes it down lower, right at the top of the blue paint, but St. Viator is able to get this one all the way down. Lions, and I'm talking about Selly Lions, not the St. Viator Lions. Now Sterner, high in the air, bounces down below the goal line. GBN en route to get to this game beat this program's Varsity 2 team by a final score of 2-0. Now a great pass finds Loftus at the blue line. He'll look to center it for Newhouse. Gets it back after the first look. Over to him, and it's in! It looked like Spiegel had it, but it snuck through. The ref points to the net, and it is 4-1 St. Viator.
Quickly the puck, you see the shot there. Girathanis a little bit late, starting to head up the ice, and they're able to get the forward behind, hit the lane, great pass, wide open. And again, Spiegel's done all he could do, very little he could do there. Deflects, unfortunate bounce and deflection in, and the Lions take a 3-goal lead.
So Colton Newhouse, who deflected home the second goal for St. Viator, has 2 tonight. His first 2 of the AHAI State Tournament. And Ray, how about just 4 goals for him in the regular season, 2 in this game?
You know, there are going to be some unsung heroes. I mean, you're going to have your stars. Your best players have to be your best players. And then when you get the bonus of some other players stepping up, making big plays, making some memorable performances, and somebody that you can look at tomorrow, right, in the semifinal and have confidence in.
That semifinal tomorrow, 3:15 p.m. right here at West Meadows Ice Arena. Brought out by Civitroff. Connor Civitroff centered it in, they score again. Albert Przwara this time. And when it rains, it pours. The Lions have found their groove here in the third. It's 5-1.
Excellent play heading north up ice. Nice feed from Civitroff to Przwara. I mean, no doubt about that.
And guys, eventually the big dogs here for the Lions were going to check into tonight's game, and they have in an emphatic way. And it seemed like GBN was going to find a way to be able to tie this thing up at some point in this third period. But over the last 2 minutes, it's been all St. Viator, and they have a commanding lead here with time winding down here in the third.
Sterner's shot didn't get a lot on it. St. Viator will get it back. Theo Girathanis on the penalty shot. Made it 1-0 GBN just over 3 minutes in. Ever since, it's been all St. Viator.
It has, and it looks like they're might add in a couple more if they can too, or at least make it very difficult for the Spartans. Just not taking the foot off the gas here as they send out fresh bodies, you know, to disrupt any hope for GBN.
Proving it game after game, proving their #1 seed, not just the SHL standings, but as voted upon by the coaches to make this bracket for this tournament. No doubt about it, Illinois is best in the regular season. Illinois is best in the SHL playoffs. And one more trophy on their bucket list here for the season. This is a St. Viator team that won the Kennedy Cup championship of the CCHL in 2018-2019. After that, they moved to the SHL and have been building this program up ever since. They made it to the SHL final in 2020 and 2021. Lost both of those, but this year, it's just been different.
Well, you see that the bar has been set so high. And St. Viator comes in, their eyes wide open, hey, look, this is what we have to do to eventually be the best in the state. We've got to first be the best in the SHL. But a chance here to, finally get a little, take a breath if you're St. Viator a little bit. Now maybe if you're coaching staff, again, looking at that semifinal tomorrow.
Right, it's a different story
maybe,
if that game's a week from now, right? But it's tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe you have some guys take a little extra time here in these last 4 minutes.
Not only is it tomorrow, but it's 45 minutes earlier of a start time than this one was. They're going to have a little more rest than the winner of GBS versus York, but the shot takes a deflection wide. We're down to 3:40 to go. And usually you don't see the goalie pull with a 3-goal deficit, or by a 4-goal deficit. You have to wonder if Jeff Marks has it in the back of his head just because this is the last game if you don't pull something off here. I think you would have been gone by now, though.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand the thinking of, hey, look, there's no tomorrow. This is it. We can't get to any closer if we don't make some aggressive moves and try to score. But this does seem, based on everything else, then what you score with the goalie pulled and everything's even. You're still down 3 against the best team in the state.
Yeah. Yeah, they could find 3 goals in these last 3 minutes and still come up short.
Yeah.
Semmelhack to center that one. Back up to Boivay. And now Ethan Lee. 1-on-5. Will hang on to the puck, center it for no one. But he's okay with that. Now Semco deflects it along. Picked back up by Michael Ciccone. Out to Ethan Lee again, leaves it. And Matthew Ciccone swoops in and steals that puck away from Matthew Ciccone, or Michael Ciccone, I should say. You're going to have 2 brothers on the same team, at least give them different letter first names. Come on.
Right.
Michael, Matthew. We're under 2 minutes to play. St. Viator looking to advance to the semifinals for the 2nd year in a row. They've made it to the state championship game on 1 occasion in their program's history. That was in 2022. They lost that game 5-0 to the Stevenson Patriots. Of course, 2022, no one on that team is still around. But Ryan Loftus said it in a post-game interview after the SHL final. They have posters of all the years past teams of St. Viator hockey in their locker room. And they play for them. They play for each other, and they play for that red lion on their jersey. They know how much it means to this school. And they have just been built perfectly this year.
Maybe it's not too hard to convince an entire team to dye their hair blonde, but I think that kind of sets a little bit of the tone of the culture. They'll take themselves too seriously. Still love to have fun. This game is fun. But, boy, this is going to be a tough team to beat.
Here comes Hong. He takes a shot. They're offside. Clock stops with 27.2. St. Viator can taste the semifinals. And the student section, as you see on your screen, heading down to the glass to prepare for the incoming celebration.
Boy, in a season that's not going to end the way the Spartans want it to end. But again, quarterfinal participants. A couple big wins.
Coach's Trophy, #1 seed, SHL champions. 9-0 over Lyons Township in round 1 of state. 6-0 against their arch rival Stevenson in the Sweet 16. And here in the quarterfinals, they're not stopping soon. 5-1 over Glenbrook North. They have outscored their opponents 20-1 through 3 games of AHAI State playoff action. And the men in red will run it back tomorrow at 3:15 p.m. with a chance to advance to the dance.
Well, once again, just a tremendous effort by St. Viator. We talked about the 5-game shutout streak that they had coming in for their opponents. And the last team to score on them was GBN. Turns out GBN was able to get that first marker on the penalty shot. Lions recover and able to score 5 unanswered. Advance to the semifinals.
Ryan Loftus and Jake Semmelhack, 2 absolute veterans of their respective programs, have been playing against each other for several years now, showing appreciation for each other. We'll hear from one of the St. Viator Lions players, Wes Anderson, down at ice level. Post-game interviews are sponsored by Loyola Academy Hockey Club. And I do wonder who Wes is going to pick for us. No clear standout, I would say.
Well, some unsung heroes, like you mentioned.
Yeah, maybe Colton Newhouse. And yeah, there he is. Right as I say it, he finds his way over to Wes. Exposes the bleached hair. Wes, go ahead.
Thanks, guys. Colton, 2 goals and 1 assist. I want to go back to the first one, the game winner. Yeah. Looked like a seamless play and a tip that you made. Just take us through that goal.
My line just wanted to work it around the offensive zone the whole game. That's what we do best. And that's what we did. We got on the forecheck, high-low, and just go to the net. Good things happen, so yeah.
And now something happened in this game that hasn't happened to you guys all state. You guys gave up a goal, right? And an opening one to that. You come back with 5 unanswered, though. How do you guys look to take that momentum into tomorrow?
We've been here before. We want it. We know this year's going to be special. And, there's no other option besides winning for us.
I love that. Now I'm going to join with the teammates.
Thank you.
Guys, back up to you.
Thanks so much, Wes. And, I mean, you can hear it with every post-game interview we've done with St. Viator over the last month or two. It's state or bust for them, and it does not look like they're going to bust.
Well, it definitely seems like this is a team that, you see the experience, you see all the work that they've put into it and building what they've been able to build to this point. And now can they just keep this going for 2 more games? They don't have to be 5-1. They don't have to be 9-0. And history shows these are going to be close games for them starting again tomorrow in the semifinals. Each game is going to get a little bit tighter than the one before. But there you hear the goal of this program is win or bust. And right now they're on track to do just that. We've still got a couple of teams that are going to be in their way.
Well, whoever it is, Glenbrook South or York, both of those teams actually did take 2 out of 3 against St. Viator in the regular season. So something to look out for the Lions, who will be in action tomorrow at 3:15 p.m. Central Time, of course, here in Chicago at West Meadows Ice Arena. Either be at the rink. If not, if you're watching us now, you know where to find us. Also, please stay tuned for Glenbrook South versus York. If you want to do a little scouting of your own from home, St. Viator will take on the winner of that game coming up right after this on SHL Network. 6:15 puck drop for that one. Goals from Ryan Loftus, Pepe LeBoy, Albert Prezwara, and Colton Newhouse with 2. And Calder Turpin turns back 16 of 17 shots he saw. His only goal allowed was a penalty shot. For our entire crew, Wes Anderson, Ray Crawford, welcome to the SHL Network.
Thank you very much.
You've got your second game coming up here. Hope you had fun calling the game with me. I'll be down on sideline for this next one, but just a great addition to our network, and so happy to have you along for the ride.
Yeah, looking forward to it. A great game and great indoctrination into what you all do here in the SHL, and looking forward to this second game.
All right, that's the voice of Ray Crawford alongside Wes Anderson, as I mentioned, and our great crew, Matt Freeman and Joel Schneider on camera, Gerard Boris, our technical assistant, and Jimmy the Wiz Olson, our technical director. My name is Dylan Ward, saying we appreciate you spending your Saturday night with us. One more time, the final, St. Viator 5, Glenbrook North 1. St. Viator moves on to the semifinals tomorrow, 3:15. We'll see you then